Formula One fans, get ready because what I'm about to tell you could change Ferrari's future forever. Charles Leclerc, the most beloved driver among the Tifosi, the man we all hope can bring the World Championship back to Maranello, might be on the verge of saying goodbye to the prancing horse. And we're not talking about baseless paddock rumors here. There are concrete elements, secret meetings, irresistible proposals that suggest the inevitable is about to happen. Charles Leclerc to Aston Martin. A transfer that seemed completely impossible but now appears closer to reality than ever before. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal every single detail of this incredible story. Remember this year's summer break? While everyone thought the drivers were on vacation relaxing somewhere, something extremely important was happening in Sardinia. Charles Leclerc was spotted on Lawrence Stroll's yacht, the billionaire owner of Aston Martin. And pay attention, he wasn't alone. With him was Nicholas Tott, his longtime manager, the man who handles his entire career and knows every single secret in the paddock. At the time, that visit was completely downplayed by the media. They said it was normal practice, that Formula One drivers always explore the market to evaluate the best opportunities. But today, a post from Omner Time, a very attentive and well-prepared journalist, has called everything back into question. His words have completely reignited the spotlight on this story and brought to light details that make this transfer increasingly concrete and possible. Omner Time wrote something extraordinary that made me reflect deeply. He says that Leclerc represents the modern incarnation of elegance, sophistication, and absolute class. Values that have always defined Aston Martin's identity. The same ones that made it a cultural icon through the imagery of James Bond, where style and charisma coexist in a perfect and unique balance. And he's absolutely right. Charles Leclerc never has a moment out of place, never an inappropriate attitude or behavior. Always perfect, always impeccable, always sincere, always greatly appreciated by all of us fans. This natural class, this innate elegance that distinguishes him, is exactly what characterizes the legendary figures associated with Aston Martin throughout history. Think about it for a moment. James Bond, the most elegant and iconic secret agent in cinema, drives an Aston Martin. And Charles Leclerc perfectly embodies that refined British style, that composure that never loses control, that ability to always be in the right place at the right time. It's as if his entire persona was specifically designed to represent the Aston Martin brand in Formula One. But let's move on to the truly concrete facts now, because Aston Martin isn't just about image and elegance. We're talking about a proposal that could be literally irresistible for any driver. Let's analyze together all the elements that make this offer so tremendously attractive. First fundamental element, money. And when I talk about money, I don't mean normal Formula One figures. We're talking about truly frightening economic power. Lawrence Stroll is a billionaire with practically unlimited resources to invest in his project. But it doesn't end there. Aston Martin has Aramco as their main sponsor, the world's largest oil producer in Saudi Arabia. Aramco isn't just any oil company, it's one of the richest and most powerful companies on the entire planet. With its petrodollars, it literally governs the world of energy at a global level. So when we talk about an economic offer for Leclerc, we're talking about absolutely astronomical figures. An avalanche of money on the table that would make any driver, even the most loyal, at least interested in listening. The economic problem of convincing Leclerc to go to Aston Martin simply doesn't exist. They can afford to offer him one of the highest salaries on the entire grid, perhaps even the highest of all. And this is only the first element of a much more complex and articulated proposal. But let's get to the second element, the one that's perhaps even more important and decisive than money. Adrien Newey, the legendary name that makes any Formula One driver dream. The designer who has created winning cars for consecutive decades, the man who brought success to Sebastian Vettel at Red Bull, and who contributed decisively to Max Verstappen's recent triumphs. Adrien Newey is unquestionably the absolute number one of our generation, probably of past generations as well. Every driver in the championship, but truly every single driver on the grid, would want to drive at least once in their lifetime a car designed and drawn by this absolute genius of automotive engineering. It's the forbidden dream of anyone who loves speed and technology. And Leclerc would have this incredible opportunity. Working side by side with Newey, actively collaborating on the development of a completely revolutionary car. Tell me if this isn't an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime for a driver. And then there's the cherry on top that completes this extraordinary package. The power unit supplier, Aston Martin, will have Honda HRC as their technical partner. And when I say Honda HRC, I'm talking about a legendary brand that has literally made Formula One history. Honda HRC made Ayrton Senna dream and win, considered by so many as the greatest driver of all time. It completely dominated during Formula One's golden years with extraordinary performances. And recently, it returned powerfully to success with Max Verstappen at Red Bull, contributing fundamentally to his consecutive world titles. Honda HRC represents absolute technical excellence, proverbial reliability, pure power in its rawest form. It's the perfect engine partner for a driver who wants to win and doesn't settle for less. A technical alliance that promises extraordinary performance. And here we arrive at the truly painful point of the situation. Why should Charles Leclerc stay at Ferrari right now? What can Maranello concretely offer him? Ferrari is designing the 2026 car, a machine that will face the biggest regulatory change in recent years without a skilled and recognized head of the technical department. This is a truly enormous problem. At such a crucial moment like this, where every single detail can make the difference between winning and losing the championship, Ferrari finds itself without strong and universally recognized technical leadership. While Aston Martin can count on Adrien Newey, Ferrari navigates in complete uncertainty. How can Leclerc have full confidence in the Ferrari project when the concrete alternative is working with the greatest designer in history? How can he blindly believe in Maranello's future when on the other side, there's such a complete proposal? Put yourself for a moment in Charles Leclerc's shoes. On one side, there's Ferrari, the team of his dreams, the team he's always wanted to race for. On the other side, there's Aston Martin with Lawrence Stroll and his billions, Aramco and its petrodollars, Adrien Newey and his design genius, Honda HRC and its legendary history. Sure, they'll diplomatically tell us that Leclerc is waiting to see the performance of the 2026 car, that he wants to carefully evaluate how Ferrari will perform. But be honest, isn't it obvious this is a diplomatic excuse? An elegant way to publicly manage a delicate situation. The Aston Martin proposal is simply impossible to refuse. Tell me one single person among you who wouldn't accept such a perfectly packaged offer. I would go there even with just one of these elements, let alone with all of them put together. So we must prepare ourselves for a future without Charles Leclerc at Ferrari. The Monegasque driver is inevitably destined to leave the prancing horse. And when this happens, Ferrari will have to completely rebuild their entire lineup. Who will take Leclerc's place? Oliver Behrman seems like the natural candidate. The young talent has shown he has the right stuff, but Hamilton seems tired, demotivated. If he also decides to leave, Ferrari would have to replace both drivers, an extremely complicated situation. Let's prepare ourselves to see Charles dressed in Aston Martin green. I know for many Tifosi this is painful, but when we put on the table what Ferrari offers versus what Aston Martin offers, the choice becomes obvious. Leclerc wants to win the World Championship, and Aston Martin seems to offer him the absolute best chances.